John Fibonojji, cue the music. Best Durango sports photographer. Here you go. Let me start all over again. Durango, Colorado. John Fibonojji. Man, see, I'm just working on this intro, trying to do a little sports photography advertisement. Thank you for watching my channel. Of course, you're like, John Fibonojji, that is the best. How did you get so good at sports photography? Well, lots of practice. Of course, for me, I always like the black and white. There's just something about the black and white I just think is classic. In fact, if you would like me to photograph your number 10, your number 11, your 18, your 15, your 8, hut, Jonathan, or even your car. We're going to talk about cars, just Firebird, Jaguar. Look at this, beautiful. Look at this, Jaguar E-Type. I know I'm going from sports photography to Jaguar 1974, but there's a couple things I love. Cars and basketball. Look at this, 1974 Jaguar. Does it look at the lines of this car? This guy pulls up. I'm going to photograph this car. I don't care what you say. Look at the lines. Boom. But if you look closely, there's a little Firebird in the garage. Now that is a man cave. John Fibonojji, best photographer in the world. So here you go, sports photography and car photography. In fact, I'll talk about a new restaurant that's opening up on 11th Street in Maine. Going back to sports photography. Winter's coming up. Winter is coming. If you would like me to photograph your athlete, whether it be at Fort Lewis or maybe just a high school, I would love to do that. Real simple. It's like $50 sitting fee. It's where I kind of come to a game. You kind of pay for the ticket. And then, $28 a print. And then if you want me to do some ski photography at Purgatory, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's paradise, literally paradise. One of the reasons why I love this town. $24.83. And by the way, if you like any of these prints, you'd like to purchase them, any of the prints that you buy individually will be $150. But back to sports photography and ski photography. One thing that I want to do is I just want to grow my book of business or book of photography. Ultimately, I would like to be like a kind of a community reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle or the New York Times or something like that. Talk about real reporting. But one thing I love to do, obviously, is just take pictures of regular people in Durango. And this is one of my favorite places to photograph people. This is 8th and Main Street. This is Jack Dempsey land. Jack Dempsey is that legendary boxer. I mean, if you, here's another place. Maybe you like to do some family photography, kind of some like this. This is just a family out there. Look at that. Beautiful family. Jack Dempsey, a little songstress in there playing. These people walk out. This kid busts a move. John Fibonojji, best photographer in the world. But I got to talk about skiing because winter is coming and you may be coming to the Durango area and you might want me to take pictures of your family and maybe you're going to take a little ski vacation. Nothing is funner than skiing with your family. 2539 Jack Dempsey. Just Google him. 1919. He became the Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson. Yes, I love sports. I love cars. I love beautiful women. A little songstress playing at Jack Dempsey. A rancho. She's like, okay, I get what you're saying. Isn't she beautiful? And then she walks in. Hello. Boom. I think her name is Leah, and she's a guitarist, and man, she's so talented. So there's all kinds of things I could photograph. I enjoy photographing people, different events, concerts, and even restaurants. And of course, this guy. Who is this guy? He always pops up. You ever have those people in your life that just sort of show up, kind of bust a move? Thomas, he's a great guy. Check this out. Boom. Oh yeah, I got to talk about a new restaurant opening up on 11th and Main. It has everything that I want. There you go, a little commercial. If you like any of my prints, $150 a print. Or if you like to just meet me at Jack Dempsey's land, a rancho, kind of take a little family photography. Drop me a $50 sitting fee, and then each print is $28 a print. Support local artists. And yes, photography. It's funny, photography is one of those things that nobody really wants to pay for, but yet at the same time, it's one of the most precious events or precious things in our lives. I mean, most of the time, if I were to come to your home and say you have 20 minutes to get out of your house, get everything that's really important, and get out of your house in 20 minutes or an hour, whatever is realistic, guess what you're going to grab? You're going to grab photos and pictures. And I love taking authentic pictures, even of O.J. Simpson. Look at that, boom. This is another artist. You got to support your local artist. He runs the studio and gallery off Main. You know, I think there needs to be more people need to do more to support local artists here in Durango. And my art form, other than telling jokes, what? Steve Martin. It's photography. Like I said, you know, photography is one of those things that, you know, there's no real price for it. There's no real value on it. And so I love taking what I call authentic pictures. I'm not really one that's going to take a lot of pose pictures. I just like taking photographs that kind of bring the essence out. So back to winter photography and ski resort. If you'd like to meet me at Purgatory or maybe Telluride or maybe even Wolf Creek, buy me a ski pass, $50 sitting fee and $28 a print. And I promise you, you will love my work. Here you go. Even though I'm not a big fan of the cowboy world, yeehaw, there's a reason I relocated from Texas. This is still beautiful. Look at this, kind of a race. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't this a gorgeous picture? I know it's my work, but look, isn't that gorgeous? Boom, $24.94. And remember, any of my prints you can purchase for $150. I can even frame them all nice and pretty. Back to winter photography. Purgatory, Telluride. Just buy me a ski pass, $50 sitting fee. I'll meet you, your family out there. We'll take, you know, I'll probably take, you know, maybe 50 to 100 different pictures, and I promise you, you'll like something. And, you know, even if you don't, I promise you'll have a great time. Okay, I got to tell you about this new restaurant. It's opening on 11th and Main Street. It has everything I love. It has cars. Holy shit, does it have cars. You know, one thing I love to do, other than just photograph random things in Durango, there's an 8-ball. You can't afford the luxury of a negative thought. It's one of the best. It's another photographer. It's one of the, in fact, notice this guy. He has 2 Canons wrapped together, and I think he's shooting in 3D. If you look really carefully, you don't see that every day, but that may be a 3D setup, and he is from the San Francisco area, and I just think he looks very, I don't know, has kind of a very ethnic look. And he's a local photographer. He was visiting from San Francisco. I'm like, I'm going to take your picture. I just think he kind of looks like one of those kind of white Taliban-y, priesty guys. I don't know. What do you think? Leave your comments. How would you describe this guy in 3 adjectives? I would say white, Taliban-y, priesty guy with some 3D action going on. If you don't know what basically 3D is, where they put 2 different cameras together and they sort of sync them. And if you look really carefully, you'll notice that they're tied together with a band of some sort. So, okay, I promise you, we are going to talk about this restaurant on 11th and Main. It's done really, really well. And in fact, if you're a car guy like I am, I'm really impressed with just some of the nuance that's in that shop. Speaking of shops, this is one of the best bookstores in Durango. It's right there on the Animas Trail. Look at this. Some rich guy lost his wedding ring, and they're totally stopping the river. Look at that. Man, I tell you, the 1%, I think it was Mitt Romney or somebody over here, they're totally shutting that river down. Man, what it must be to be in the 1% of Durango. Okay, jokes aside, no, really, they're fixing the river. There's a water line that broke here in Durango, and they're literally having to stop the river and repair it in sections. And if you have ever repaired a water line in your backyard, you know, imagine having to stop a literal river to repair a water line. I bet you it costs more than $2,668. Holy shit, Durango. When Durango does anything, it does it really well. Just like photography. Best guy in the world. Of course, I'm always talking about Jesus a little bit. Jesus is my rock, and of course, Captain Jordan, a little homage to my son, Jordan. Throwing some deuces. Not every day you see the Bulls. Remember, I named my son Michael Jordan, or named my son Jordan. Now, this is where, if you'd like to meet me there, I would love to meet your family there. You know, this is like kind of like a little 15, 20-minute little photo shoot. You drop me, you know, $20, $50, and then buy the prints for $28 a print. And the reason why I like that area, other than the fact that it is legendary in the boxing world, is the lighting is amazing. So just email me, americano417@gmail.com. Okay, I got to talk to you about this amazing restaurant that's opening up on 11th Street. This is my favorite picture of the night that I took. And then we'll talk about cars. And then maybe beautiful, beautiful women. Okay, let me talk about beautiful women first. By the way, what is compassion? Compassion is dropping local musicians $20. Boom. There's Bill, one of my friends. He's a really, really good guitarist. You'll notice him. He has his guitarist. His compassion is. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up. You know, I think Seinfeld said nobody watches long videos. That's how I feel too. But man, when you're as good of a photographer as me, how can you keep it in 5 minutes? A little bit of love in Durango. Just a little urban photography. Like I said, if you ever want me to meet you somewhere on Main Street, or perhaps you and your significant other, or maybe you're a musician singing for your supper, email me, americano417@gmail.com. And just like the coffee, then sometimes you get super lucky. Go to Jack Dempsey land of the beautiful people. Look at it. She's just gorgeous. Isn't she just stunning? Boom. She's like, Jonathan Fibonojji, you are awesome. And that's her friend. In fact, I don't think they even knew each other, but he just kind of showed up. I'm like, you guys look like you're in a band. I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if I photographed, what do you want to call her, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift? I don't know. They look like they're in a band. She's gorgeous. She's like, and then he's like Dan Bilzerian, like look-alike. And then I told these people that you just had a Beatles moment. They didn't know what I was talking about. And then I said, hey, smile, it could be worse. Durango, Colorado. Okay, let me just jump ahead. Find this beautiful place. Oh, by the way, there is a great hotel called Rochester Hotel. I think it's on 2nd Street. Ask for the Fibonojji discount. Go in there, the Rochester Hotel. Say, I saw you online. There's Jonathan Fibonojji says you're offering the Fibonojji discount. We would love for you to shave 8% off. Okay, here you go. Here's the creep effect of the day. This was right by the... Here you go. Look at this. This is a window display. What the fuck is that? You know? I guess it's called the River of the Lost Souls. I mean, this is just a doll in a... I don't know what you call it. I don't even know what store that is. Isn't that kind of a little creepy? Holy shit. This is kind of weird. Just want to put my flash on. The face lit up. You're like, holy shit, John Fibonojji and Poltergeist. In fact, you might not even know that movie. You know, recently I was hitting on a girl, and she had beautiful legs. And I walked up to her as we're walking down Main Street, and I said, I'm having a ZZ Top moment. And she's like, huh? I said, oh, that's one of the signs of getting old. When you hit on women with song lyrics, they don't even know who that is. You know, I like this picture because this really shows you the heart, or kind of a side of Durango. Kind of, it's an urban, evolving city, but it's still very, 1880. There's still a very 1910 aspect to this town. This town has everything but single women and jobs. Of course, John Fibonojji. Oh, here you go. And here's another reason why I love Durango. Is Nelson Mandela quote, just written on the side of a van. It's talking about how if we let our light shine, we unconsciously and automatically give people permission to let their light shine. The Nelson Mandela effect. Google that. Now here we go. We're going to talk about cars. Now if you notice, this car does not have door handles. It's it's just black and chrome. Just gorgeous. There's the guy in the background showing me some deuces. $27.78. If that's you like to buy this picture, $150 a print. But here you go. $27.80. I finally got it. Finally bought myself a Cadillac. Of course, I'm financing it, so I'm kind of getting it in pieces here. What do you think? A little bit too flamboyant? I don't know. Boom. See, financing pieces. Okay, this is the new restaurant opening on 11th Street. I think it's called 11th Street Cafe. It's just such a cool place. They're kind of doing a car motif. And if you're a car guy like me, they're at 1101 Main Street. And the guy who's developing it, his son is a 3-star Michelin chef, which is a really big deal. And of course, big Betty Page. And then they're just the nuance. Everything that he's done really well. Notice the faucet is a gas handle. Of course, John Fibonojji sometimes has an off day. It's not often. But everything in this store or this new cafe is just really beautiful. I mean, and it's the attention to detail is amazing. Look at this Cadillac, and then the bar is made out of a bowling alley, an old bowling alley, and then the bar rail is an old skateboarding thing. So check this out, $27.91. That's where I want to take your picture, 11th Street here in Durango. Betty Page. And by the way, since I'm kind of a wannabe documentarian, Betty Page's documentary is amazing. If you ever have a chance to watch that on Netflix, it is amazing. Anyway, they're not open yet, 11th Street in Maine, but anything with cars and women in Durango, I'm all about. Boom. 4, 5, boom. Okay, that's long enough. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Email me, americano417@gmail.com. If you are interested in any sort of ski photography, you'd like me to meet you out there to Purgatory, Telluride, Wolf Creek, just buy me a ski pass. Or maybe you're opening a shop here in Durango and you would like me to profile your new business, kind of really kind of a commercial that will be online, that will help people really for years to come to see what your business is, and the goal is to promote small businesses, small musicians. There you go, 11th Street Station. And like I said, if you walk in there and you're a car guy, you'll be amazed at the nuance that he's offering, or that he's done that. He's done it really well. And his son, who's going to run that, is a 3-star Michelin chef, which is a really big deal. So if you need any photography, whether it's sports photography or maybe ski photography, car photography, or maybe you just have a small business, you would like affordable advertising marketing, email me, americano417@gmail.com. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Share this content. Drop me some PayPal if you like it. Just go to PayPal, put Americano, like the coffee, 417@gmail.com. Say John Fibonojji. Thank you for what you're doing for Durango. Email me, americano417@gmail.com.